Welcome back, Rare Coin Insider. Imagine holding a small, ordinary-looking coin in your hand, something you might normally ignore or even leave behind on a table. Yet this tiny piece of metal carries a story that stretches across centuries, a story of history, design evolution, economic symbolism, and an unexpected twist of immense value that has captured the imagination of collectors around the world. The 1-cent USA 2019 coin, commonly known as the Lincoln penny, appears at first glance to be just another everyday coin, but when you begin to explore its details, its background, and the rare circumstances that can elevate its worth to astonishing levels, it becomes something far more fascinating and mysterious. The coin itself is composed primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, giving it that familiar reddish-brown tone that many people associate with pennies. Its standard weight is approximately 2.5 grams, a specification that has remained consistent since the early 1980s, when the United States Mint transitioned from mostly copper coins to a zinc core due to rising metal costs. Despite this lightweight and inexpensive composition, the coin still carries immense symbolic value, as it represents one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. On the front side, or obverse, of the 2019 1-cent coin, you will find the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This design was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, making it the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than a symbolic representation like Lady Liberty. The portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner, has undergone minor refinements over the years, but its essence remains the same, showing Lincoln in a calm, thoughtful pose, facing to the right. Above his head, the word, Liberty, is clearly inscribed, while the year, 2019, appears on the right side, and the phrase, "In God We Trust," is prominently displayed along the top edge. Just beneath the year, you may also notice a small mint mark, such as D for Denver or S for San Francisco, indicating where the coin was produced. Turning the coin over reveals the reverse design, which since 2010 has featured a detailed image of the Union Shield. This design symbolizes Lincoln's role in preserving the United States during the Civil War, with the shield representing strength and unity. Across the shield, a banner displays the denomination, 1 cent, while above it reads, United States of America, and the national motto, E Pluribus Unum, is placed elegantly across the top. The intricate lines of the shield, combined with the sharp lettering, give the coin a sense of dignity and historical depth despite its small size. Now, while millions upon millions of these coins were produced in 2019, making them extremely common in everyday circulation, there are certain rare variations and error coins that can transform this seemingly ordinary penny into a collector's dream. These rare pieces can include minting errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. In some exceptional cases, these errors are so unique that they become one-of-a-kind items, attracting intense interest from collectors and investors alike. It is within this realm of rarity and uniqueness that stories begin to emerge about coins reaching unbelievable market values, sometimes being associated with figures like $52 million, not because every 2019 penny is worth that much, but because of the extreme rarity and desirability of specific error specimens that can create a frenzy in the collector community. Collectors are often drawn not just to the rarity of a coin, but also to its condition. A coin that has never been circulated, known as mint state, retains its original shine, sharp details, and flawless surfaces. These coins are graded on a scale, with higher grades indicating better preservation. A 2019 penny in perfect condition, graded at the very top of the scale, can already command a premium compared to a worn-out coin. But when such pristine condition is combined with a rare minting error, the value can increase dramatically, sometimes reaching levels that seem almost unbelievable for a 1-cent coin. Another important aspect that adds to the fascination of the 2019 penny is its place within the broader history of the Lincoln cent series. Over the decades, the penny has seen several reverse design changes, from the original wheat ears design to the Lincoln Memorial, and now to the Union Shield. Each change reflects a different era in American history, making the penny not just a piece of currency, but a timeline you can hold in your hand. The 2019 version continues this legacy, representing modern minting techniques while still honoring a design that has been cherished for over a century. As you begin to look closer at these coins, you might start to notice subtle differences between them, tiny variations that most people would overlook but that collectors study carefully. The spacing of letters, the sharpness of the strike, the alignment of the design, all of these details can influence a coin's desirability. It is this attention to detail that turns coin collecting into both an art and a science, where knowledge, patience, and a keen eye can uncover hidden treasures in the most unexpected places. And perhaps the most intriguing part of this story is the idea that such a valuable coin could still be out there, hidden in plain sight, mixed in with ordinary change, waiting for someone to recognize its true worth. The thought that a simple penny, something you might receive in everyday transactions, could potentially be worth a life-changing amount of money adds an element of excitement and mystery that keeps collectors constantly searching, examining, and hoping to discover that one extraordinary piece. The journey of the 2019 1-cent coin is not just about metal and design, but about history, rarity, and the human fascination with finding value where others see none. And as we continue to explore deeper into its rarity, collector demand, and the reality behind those massive valuation claims, the story becomes even more captivating. As we move deeper into the story of the 2019 1-cent coin, it becomes important to separate myth from reality, because in the world of coin collecting, stories of extreme value often spread quickly, sometimes blurring the line between verified facts and exaggerated claims. The idea of a single 2019 penny being worth $52 million immediately raises an important question. How can a coin produced in such massive quantities reach such an extraordinary price? And what conditions would have to exist for that to even be possible? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, uniqueness, historical anomalies, and the powerful psychology of collectors who are willing to pay enormous sums for items that are truly one of a kind. In normal circumstances, a standard 2019 Lincoln penny is worth exactly 1 cent, and even in uncirculated condition, it may only be valued slightly higher, perhaps a few cents to a couple of dollars depending on its grade. However, the rare cases that drive headlines and capture attention are those involving minting errors that are so unusual that they become almost legendary within the numismatic community. For example, a coin struck on an incorrect metal planchet, such as a leftover bronze blank from earlier decades, would instantly become incredibly valuable. Similarly, a double die error, where the design appears duplicated due to a misalignment during the minting process, can significantly increase a coin's desirability. Another fascinating type of error is the off-center strike, where the coin design is not properly aligned with the metal blank, creating a visually striking and highly collectible piece. There are also cases of coins being struck multiple times, resulting in overlapping images that make the coin look distorted and unique. Each of these errors tells a story of a brief moment inside the mint where something did not go according to plan, and instead of being destroyed, the coin somehow made its way into circulation or into the hands of collectors. The rarity of such errors is what truly drives their value. Out of billions of pennies produced in 2019, only a handful, sometimes just a single example, might exhibit a particular rare error. This extreme scarcity creates intense competition among collectors, especially those who specialize in error coins or Lincoln cents. When two or more determined collectors set their sights on acquiring the same unique piece, the price can rise dramatically, sometimes reaching levels that seem almost impossible for such a small object. It is also important to understand the role of coin grading in determining value. Professional grading services evaluate coins based on their condition, assigning them a grade that reflects their level of preservation. Factors such as luster, strike quality, surface marks, and overall eye appeal are carefully examined. A coin graded at the highest levels, such as MS69 or MS70, is considered nearly perfect, with no visible flaws under magnification. When a rare error coin also happens to be in such pristine condition, it becomes even more desirable, as it represents the best possible example of its kind. Collectors often rely on certification from reputable grading organizations to ensure authenticity and quality. This certification not only protects buyers from counterfeit coins, but also adds credibility to the coin's value. In the case of a potentially multi-million-dollar penny, such verification would be absolutely essential, as no serious collector would invest such a large sum without undeniable proof of the coin's authenticity and uniqueness. Beyond errors and grading, there is also the emotional and historical connection that collectors feel towards certain coins. The Lincoln penny, for example, is more than just currency. It is a symbol of American history, representing a president who played a crucial role in shaping the nation. This emotional connection can influence collectors' willingness to pay higher prices, especially when a coin is associated with a significant story or an unusual background. The idea of a $52 million valuation may also be influenced by speculative markets, private sales, or hypothetical appraisals rather than confirmed public transactions. In some cases, collectors or dealers may assign extremely high values to unique coins based on their perceived rarity and demand, even if such prices have not yet been realized in an actual sale. This creates an aura of mystery and excitement, as people begin to wonder whether such a coin could truly exist, and whether it might one day be sold for that extraordinary amount. Another factor to consider is the global nature of coin collecting. While the 2019 penny is a United States coin, collectors from around the world participate in the market, bringing diverse perspectives and varying levels of interest. Some collectors focus specifically on modern coins, while others are drawn to error coins or unique specimens regardless of their origin. This international demand can further drive up prices, especially for coins that are considered rare on a global scale. Interestingly, many valuable coins are discovered by ordinary people who simply take the time to examine their change more closely. Stories abound of individuals finding rare coins in pocket change, piggy banks, or old collections inherited from family members. This adds a sense of accessibility to coin collecting, making it feel like a treasure hunt where anyone has a chance to uncover something extraordinary. The 2019 penny, despite its modern origin, is part of this ongoing narrative, reminding us that even the most common objects can hold hidden value. As we continue exploring, it becomes clear that the true value of a coin is not determined by its face value or even its metal content, but by a complex combination of rarity, condition, demand, and story. The 2019 1-cent coin serves as a perfect example of how these factors can come together to create something truly remarkable. And as we move forward, we will dive even deeper into collector behavior, market trends, and the fascinating details that can turn a simple penny into a legendary piece worth millions. As the fascination around the 2019 1-cent coin continues to grow, the behavior of collectors becomes one of the most powerful forces shaping its perceived value. Because in the world of numismatics, value is not only about rarity, but also about desire, competition, and the stories that people attach to these small metallic objects. When collectors begin to believe that a certain coin has the potential to be unique or historically significant, the demand can rise rapidly, sometimes far beyond what logic alone would suggest, creating an environment where even a modern coin like the 2019 penny can become the center of intense attention. One of the most important elements driving collector interest is the concept of key finds, those unexpected discoveries that suddenly shift the understanding of a coin's rarity. For example, if a previously unknown minting error were discovered on a 2019 penny, something never before documented, it could instantly become a headline within the coin collecting community. News would spread through online forums, auction houses, and collector networks, and suddenly, that one coin would stand apart from billions of others, not because of its age, but because of its uniqueness. This is how modern coins can sometimes rival or even surpass the value of much older coins, as rarity does not always depend on time, but on how many examples exist. Another layer to this story is the role of auctions, where rare coins are often sold to the highest bidder. Auction houses specialize in presenting coins in a way that highlights their rarity, history, and condition, creating an atmosphere of excitement and competition. When a rare coin is placed in such an environment, collectors from around the world may participate, each one hoping to secure the piece for their own collection. As bids increase, the price can climb to astonishing levels, driven by both the desire to own something unique and the fear of missing out on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It is within these high-stakes auctions that record-breaking sales are often made, and where the idea of a multi-million-dollar penny begins to feel less like fiction and more like a possibility under the right circumstances. The psychology behind collecting plays a crucial role here. For many collectors, owning a rare coin is not just about financial investment, but about prestige, passion, and the satisfaction of completing a collection. Some collectors focus specifically on assembling a complete set of Lincoln pennies from every year and mint mark, while others seek out only the rarest and most unusual pieces. When a coin is believed to be the only one of its kind, or one of very few, it becomes a symbol of exclusivity, something that sets its owner apart within the collecting community. This emotional aspect can push prices far beyond what might be expected based purely on material or historical factors. In addition to auctions, private sales also play a significant role in the coin market. These transactions often occur quietly between collectors or through dealers, and the prices agreed upon may not always be publicly disclosed. This can lead to speculation about the true value of certain coins, as rumors and estimates circulate within the community. A coin might be rumored to be worth tens of millions of dollars based on private negotiations or appraisals, even if no official sale has confirmed that figure. This adds to the mystique of coins, like the 2019 penny, where extraordinary valuations can capture the imagination even without concrete evidence. Technology has also transformed the way collectors interact with coins. Online marketplaces, digital catalogs, and social media platforms allow collectors to share images, discuss findings, and track market trends in real time. A rare 2019 penny discovered today could be photographed and shared globally within minutes, attracting attention from experts and enthusiasts alike. This rapid spread of information can accelerate the process of establishing a coin's rarity and value, turning an unknown piece into a widely recognized collectible almost overnight. At the same time, this increased visibility also brings challenges, particularly in the form of counterfeits and altered coins. As the potential value of certain coins rises, so does the incentive for fraud. Unscrupulous individuals may attempt to modify ordinary coins to mimic rare errors, or create convincing replicas designed to deceive buyers. This is why authentication and certification remain critical, especially for coins that are claimed to be extremely valuable. Serious collectors rely on trusted grading services and expert opinions to ensure that what they are acquiring is genuine, as the difference between a real rare coin and a counterfeit can mean millions of dollars. Another interesting aspect of the 2019 penny is its place in modern economic discussions. In recent years, there has been ongoing debate about whether the 1-cent coin should continue to be produced, given its low purchasing power and the cost of manufacturing it. Despite these debates, the penny remains in circulation, partly due to tradition and public sentiment. This adds an additional layer of intrigue to coins like the 2019 issue, as they exist at a time when the future of the denomination itself is uncertain. For collectors, this can increase interest, as coins from the final years of production, if that ever happens, could become historically significant. The idea that a coin with such a small face value could potentially be worth millions serves as a powerful reminder of how value is created in the world of collecting. It is not the metal, not the size, and not even the age alone that determines worth, but a combination of rarity, demand, condition, and the stories that surround the coin. The 2019 1-cent coin embodies this concept perfectly, as it bridges the gap between everyday currency and the extraordinary world of high-value collectibles. And as we continue to explore further, the deeper layers of rarity, hidden errors, and real-world examples of valuable pennies will reveal just how far this journey can go, showing that sometimes the smallest objects can carry the greatest surprises. As we reach the final stretch of this journey, the story of the 2019 1-cent coin becomes less about speculation and more about understanding the real mechanics that turn an ordinary object into something extraordinary, because behind every headline-grabbing valuation, there is always a combination of verifiable factors, collector behavior, and the undeniable power of rarity. The truth is, not every 2019 penny is worth more than its face value, and the vast majority will always remain simple pieces of everyday currency, quietly moving through hands, markets, and transactions without ever being noticed. But hidden among these billions of coins lies the possibility, however small, of something truly unique, and it is this possibility that keeps collectors searching with endless curiosity. In the real world of coin collecting, some of the most valuable coins ever discovered were not ancient treasures or royal artifacts, but small, seemingly insignificant coins that happened to carry a rare mistake or an unusual feature. This is exactly why the 2019 penny continues to attract attention, because modern coins are produced in such massive quantities that even a tiny error rate can result in a handful of extraordinary pieces slipping through unnoticed. A slight misalignment, a wrong metal composition, or a subtle doubling in the design can transform a coin from common to rare in an instant, and when such a coin is preserved in perfect condition, its desirability increases even further. Collectors who truly understand this field often develop a habit of examining every coin they come across, looking closely at details that most people would never notice. They check the mint mark, observe the edges, study the lettering, and sometimes even use magnification tools to inspect the surface for anomalies. It is a slow and patient process, but it is also what makes the discovery of a rare coin so rewarding. The idea that a life-changing find could be hiding in a handful of loose change is both thrilling and motivating, turning everyday transactions into opportunities for discovery. However, when it comes to the claim of a $52 million value, it is essential to approach it with a realistic perspective. Such a figure would require an extremely rare, possibly one-of-a-kind coin with a well-documented and verified error, combined with intense demand from high-level collectors or investors. Even then, the final price would depend on actual market conditions and whether buyers are willing to pay that amount in a competitive setting such as a major auction. Without these conditions, such valuations remain speculative, often fueled by rumors, online discussions, or exaggerated claims designed to attract attention. What makes this even more fascinating is the way stories like these spread across the internet and social media, capturing the imagination of millions of people. A single claim about a multi-million-dollar penny can inspire countless individuals to start checking their coins, learning about mint marks, and exploring the world of numismatics. In this way, even if the exact figure is not confirmed, the impact of the story is very real, as it brings new interest and energy into the hobby of coin collecting. From a collector's perspective, the 2019 1-cent coin holds value not just because of what it might be worth in extreme cases, but because of what it represents. It is a continuation of a historical series that began over a century ago, a symbol of continuity in a rapidly changing world, and a reminder that even the smallest objects can carry deep cultural and historical significance. The image of Abraham Lincoln, the Union Shield, and the familiar inscriptions all connect the present to the past, making each coin a small piece of a much larger story. There is also a deeper lesson hidden within this journey, one that goes beyond coins and collecting. It is the idea that value is often hidden beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered by those who are willing to look closely and think differently. What most people overlook as insignificant can sometimes hold incredible potential, whether it is a coin, an idea, or an opportunity. The 2019 penny becomes a metaphor for this concept, showing that greatness does not always come in large or obvious forms, but can exist quietly, waiting for the right person to recognize it. And so, as you think about the coins in your pocket or lying forgotten in a drawer, there is a new sense of possibility that comes with them. Each one has a story, a journey through time and hands, and perhaps, just perhaps, one of them could be something more than it appears. The chances may be small, but they are not zero, and that is what makes the search so compelling. In the end, the true worth of the 2019 1-cent coin is not just measured in dollars, whether 1 cent or millions, but in the curiosity it sparks, the history it carries, and the excitement it brings to those who choose to look a little closer. Because sometimes, the smallest things in life hold the biggest surprises, and all it takes is a moment of attention to turn an ordinary penny into an extraordinary discovery.